Hello, the listener. Josh here, just popping in at the top of the episode to let you know that this episode, the audio quality is a bit inconsistent. This is a new baby podcast, and it is cheap. And this one has some inconsistent audio quality, unlike our future episodes, which are consistently bad the whole time. No, I'm just kidding, kind of. So, Jesse and I both made little mistakes on this one. Jesse, that rascal, he lost some of the audio from the beginning of the episode, so we had to use the audio directly from our Skype recording, which I think you can hear just fine. It's just not quite as crisp as our usual recording method that we've used since then. So you'll hear that. You'll hear it sound a little bit different, and that lasts until just after the first scene in the montage, and then we go back to the normal audio quality, which is like what you're hearing right now. Then, when we get to the extended movie narrative scene at the end, and then here's where now I'm the goof because I held my microphone in a bad place, and so I have some big popping plosive P sounds. So please pardon my plosive P's. As an avid podcast listener myself, I do think that this episode is still very listenable, especially if you know to expect a few changes. I don't think it's bad. So I hope you'll stick with us. It's a lot of fun for me to listen to this episode just because it's some of the first improv Jesse and I had done together in years. And especially the long narrative scene, I think it's just a really great blend of Jesse's and my senses of humor. It's a fun one. It makes my heart happy. All right, that's enough of this. Let's hear that funky Steve Wilder Blumenthal music. Ooh, yeah. Big Town Improv. Alrighty.
All right. Welcome back again to the listener.
Yes,
Ooh.
our one listener.
I hope he or she is enjoying this fun audio adventure that we've been taking them on.
Yeah, that they alone have undertaken.
I mean, it's kind of nice for you. You get just for you. It's sort of custom. We should find out what their name is and customize it for them.
Yeah, email us. Tell us what your name is and nothing else.
Yeah, just don't even need a body to the email, just the subject, you know?
Yeah, right.
Anyway, this is Big Town Improv, the biggest.
Welcome to Big Town.
Big Town. It's the biggest improv podcast that involves the smallest number of people.
Yes.
And so we will be bringing the listener some excellent short form improv sequences as inspired by true life stories. And then the second half of our program will be a long form improv scene. And it should be pretty spectacular.
That's right. And the voice you were just hearing is Jesse Moriarty.
And then that voice that was just speaking right before this voice that is currently speaking is Joshua Pilch. And so make sure you figure out which voice is which. So we do have to tell you that such talented improvisers as we are capable of pulling on putting on multiple voices. So,
Yes, and I want to make that clear up front that we are talented and capable. Get your expectations high.
very high. I I I only want to meet high expectations. I don't want to simply people say that was about as funny as I expected.
Yeah, right.
Unless they were expecting phenomenally funny, and then I guess we could go ahead and say, yeah, expect that.
Right, they were already expecting that.
They had high expectations, and those expectations were fulfilled.
Oh boy, now I'm nervous.
Well, I shall go to our random word generator for the day.
Excellent.
And let's see, generate. Oh wow, no, those are terrible words.
Really?
Yeah, you want to hear
what's bad about them? Yeah.
Okay, so this is genuinely the words that was generated in an ostensibly random word generator.
Okay.
Hot, close, wet, undesirable, obtainable. I have a sneaky suspicion this random word generator is not quite so random.
Yeah, it's rude.
All right, here's a few. Okay. Again, they have a weird theme going on, but there we go. Statement, banana, cheese, corn, yolk.
God, it's all food.
I know. Isn't that odd? I think it's like it claims to be random, but it's clearly pulling from somewhere.
Yeah.
But do you have a banana story or a story about statements? I suppose
about statements
or cheese. I feel like everyone should have a good cheese story.
I don't know. I find it hard to tell a story about individual food. I always found that in improv, like when we do it, in front of people, if someone would yell out a type of food which was common, I'd be like, I don't have a story about specifically cheese. I don't think.
Right. I'm trying to think here. I should honestly. I should have a cheese story because
why is that?
Well, my family is from the Netherlands. Cheese is a big deal in the Netherlands.
Right.
And I visited there, and I have gone to several of the cheese production places where they make the gigantic wheels of cheese.
Okay.
And there's something like they sell it in the huge wheel, like the wheel the size of an actual like car tire.
Wow.
I know, like I'm not even exaggerating. And they make them bigger than that even.
And who buys that? Like, what's?
Well, I mean, as with any kind of anything really, like there's always like connoisseurs who claim to who say they can perceive the most subtle of differences in any given category of thing.
Right.
So like there are, but they do. The Dutch, the people from the Netherlands, do consume an enormous amount of cheese, as do most people in Northern Europe. And but it will, if you like those those wheels of cheese can cost up to thousands of dollars.
Oh my God. Okay.
I know it's ridiculous.
See, what's funny to me is the idea of like a fancy connoisseur getting a tire-sized piece of cheese. Like simultaneously, they're fancy and a glutton.
Yeah, that's true. But I recently was reading, or I was rather rereading, The Cask of Amontillado by Edgar Allan Poe.
She's showing off a little, huh?
Well, I mean, it's coming close to spooky season, and
that's true.
It's a spooky story. Anyway, in the story, the narrator like lures the guy he wants to murder into his basement by claiming that he has just recently bought a pipe of Amontillado, but he doesn't know for sure that it is genuine Amontillado,
Mm-hmm.
which is a kind of wine, by the way.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Right. A
so he wants.
cask.
Well, that's what I thought too. But the story says that he bought a pipe of Amontillado,
Oh.
which is 130 gallons.
Wow.
Right. Like, which is absurd because I mean, like, the whole premise of the thing is that like a wine guy is trying to lure this other wine guy to to kill him, right? And like,
Right.
and so he's like, well, I bought this, bunch of wine, or I bought this wine, but I don't know if it's genuine. And you, with your brilliant palate, you'd be able to tell. That's how he gets the guy, like kind of playing on his vanity. Um,
Uh,
but again, like it's 130 gallons of wine that he ostensibly bought. It's ridiculous, but
right.
it's like you say, like the cheese connoisseur buys like
Right.
100 pounds of cheese all at once.
Right. Right. It's a lot.
Mhm.
So do you still have family in the Netherlands?
Oh yes, yeah. My most of my family is over there. My
Okay.
mom, my mom is one of 10 siblings. Um,
Wow.
and her dad was one of 10 siblings. So, yeah, I have an enormous amount of aunts, uncles, cousins, second cousins, great aunts, etc., etc.
All right.
Yeah,
I have a really big family too. My both of my grandfathers each had 10 siblings.
yeah,
Uh, uh,
it's. I mean, I don't know if any did you were you expected to remember everybody's name?
well, because they were grandparents, like in one case, my maternal grandfather he was the youngest of 11.
Oy.
So a lot of his siblings had passed, by the time I was born. So it's a little easier to remember in that case. It was very funny to me the fact that like when his like siblings would be around, my great aunts and uncles, they would like kind of pick on him, like and call him the baby. But I knew him as
The
my 70
grand.
year old grandfather.
That's
He was
funny.
younger than one of his brothers who was called Junior because they figured he'd be the last one. uh, and then, yeah, same for my other grandfather. I will say I half remember this. Mostly, it's been told back to me that there was this one time when my paternal grandfather, Ludwig Pilch, was
Sounds
going.
like a supervillain name, if we're going to be honest.
Huh? Yeah, I can see that. Uh, he was being visited by
Three
his
ghosts.
two. Well, he was once a supervillain. He was this time being visited by three ghosts to teach him the
Man,
errors of his ways.
naturally.
Now he's being visited by his two brothers closest to him in age, Stanley and Frankie Pilch. And
Really, he got stuck with Ludwig, and
well, actually, that was a big point of contention for him. Like, he told everyone his name was Lewis, and to call him Lou for short. Uh, yeah, he hated. I think that he got like a very Polish name
that's
when
funny.
his brothers didn't. But this time I remember his two brothers visiting, and like at that, I guess maybe they always looked really similar. At that point, they were like all fair skinned, white haired men with glasses, and I must have been in preschool or something, and so we drove
Right.
up to go see them, and I guess I saw the three of them out in the backyard and started crying. And my parents were like, "What's wrong?" And I guess I said, "I don't know which one is Grandpa."
I mean, that's honestly fair. Like,
Yeah, I
um,
want to know which is the one I know.
Like they're just different enough that you can tell they're different, but like you
Yeah,
can't you can't quite place which is which. Okay, I think we have some material
I
in
think
those
that's right.
things. Ah, Mr. Bellwether, welcome, welcome. Please come
Thank.
in. We've just taken delivery of a very fine new Wimbledon, if you'd care to sample.
Oh, yes, that sounds lovely. My uh, my date here will is very interested in your selection of fine wines, and I think that will be a nice way to begin.
Right away, sir. I've never been to this place before. It's very fancy.
Yes, well, I run in some of the upper crusts of this city. My family, comes from old money, shall we
Oh,
say?
I see. Wow, I'm very impressed.
Well,
Are you a big wine connoisseur?
yes, I most certainly am, and I think you'll enjoy what the sommelier has prepared for us.
Sir, we have your Wimbledon ready. I believe you'll detect earth notes as well as cherry and a faint chocolatey finish. Here is an oil drum full of wine for you and for the lady.
Excellent, thank you very much. Uh,
Uh,
all right.
how do we even? It's literally a big metal
Hmm?
drum full of wine. How do we
Um,
even?
oh,
I'm
how do we drink the wine? I'm sorry. This is the world that I'm used to.
Yeah, okay, why don't you try it first? I want to see what you're going to do.
Well, normally it would be nice to have a little toast, and well, anyway, I'll begin. But yes, a new to new beginnings, shall we
Okay,
say?
sure, yeah. All right.
Bottoms up.
Okay, you're just dunking your whole head into the um your towel, sir. Your towel.
Thank you. Very good.
Uh that was
Unfortunately, this wine isn't exactly to my liking.
of course, sir. I perhaps it's too sweet for you. I know that your palate
Yes.
runs in a more dry vintage might be preferable. Might I recommend the Cabernet Denouement? It's recently come in. It's, I would say, very piquant with a
Ah,
effervescent quality to it.
that sounds lovely. Uh,
I'll
uh,
take these oil drums out of your
well, hang
way.
on. Perhaps we should let the lady
You,
see what she thinks about. Uh,
of course. Here is a small basket of bread.
Thank you. I'll enjoy this
I
while she tries. Sheila,
you
go
expect me to
ahead.
just dunk my head into an oil drum full of wine?
Do you not? I'm so sorry. Are
How
you
much is
not a
this
wine person?
costing you? Like, how much is each
Oh,
of these?
please, money is no object. You don't worry.
Are you sure I can't just get like a glass full of this stuff? Because I'm gonna level with you. That's how I normally drink wine.
I see. Sommelier,
Of course, sir.
could you do you have some kind of a glass enclosure? I'm picturing sort of like a shower stall or
Certainly, sir. We have this large tank that we fill with wine, which Houdini once escaped from.
oh, that's perfect. Sheila, this
No,
is
hold
what you
on.
were
No.
talking
What I'm
about?
saying is, I'm saying a glass, like a drinking glass, to drink the wine out of. I don't want to be fully submerged in the wine.
Oh, yeah.
May I speak to
Um,
you for a moment, sir?
Yeah. Uh, just excuse us for just a minute.
So you are aware that this
I,
is considered a high-class establishment.
I know. She's never been here before.
I
Uh,
would imagine that anyone who of any breeding would understand the correct way of imbibing wines.
and that's hard to hear about my date. The thing is, I date a lot of women, but I've never really felt this way about someone before. There's something about her. Maybe there's something a little bit smaller that you have. It seems like it's the size that's bothering her.
The lady is indeed rather petite. I would hate to be come across as being insensitive to her needs. Uh, let
Right.
let me consider the matter. I will be right back, sir.
Good. So,
Is he gonna find
I
me a glass or
I think
something?
that's yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Sir, sir, I have placed duct tape at the end of a traffic cone and filled it up with wine for the lady's pleasure.
that's okay, and that's a little bit easier to sip from, isn't that right?
Uh, I guess. I mean, I suppose I'll try it. I mean, if this is the way things are done here at this fancy restaurant,
Yeah.
it's almost impossible to actually get any kind of quantity into your mouth. So, so
Yeah.
would you care to activate the trapdoor and dunk you and the lady both into the swimming pool full of wine? I
Oh, that'd
understand
be
it's been filled with a lovely Sauvignon Blanc this evening.
yeah. Could you describe the Sauvignon Blanc to my date, please?
Certainly, sir. It is a 1974, which was an excellent year. The vintage is from the Champagne region of France. You will detect notes of peach as well as ash and a fine sunflower seed. It's generally considered a delightful after dinner wine.
See, how does that sound?
But okay, that sounds fine. But I just like to bring it back to the fact that he's apparently gonna like drop open the floor,
You heard
like.
that?
Yeah. Well, of course I heard that. He's not whispering or anything. Uh, now that I think about it, there is this weird seam in the floor. Like I was wondering what that was.
Sheila, are you not enjoying this date?
All the finest restaurants have a seam in the floor.
He is right. All the finest restaurants have a seam in the floor.
I don't know if this is working out, Charles. Maybe I should. Can I put this traffic cone full of wine somewhere?
I mean, I'll
Uh,
take it.
all right.
Hmm. Oh yes, very nice aroma.
My sympathies on the young lady's departure.
Yeah.
Perhaps you would care to go into the swimming pool alone.
Well, does sound fun.
Beep.
Whee!
Well, thank you for coming to this parent-teacher conference, Mr. Williams.
Yeah.
It's your son. Well, he's been doing great. Actually, he's been doing very well.
Oh, that's so good to hear.
Why do you look so surprised?
Well, I don't know. I got called in here. I expected there to be some kind of news
Well,
regarding.
the other. The problem is Andy's been doing great.
Okay.
And your other son, Timmy, has been also doing very well. But
Okay.
But your youngest, Frankenstein, has been getting into a lot of arguments with his teachers.
Okay.
he keeps asking that we call him Frank for short, but I have a note here from you that says you are not allowed to abbreviate his name in any way.
Yeah, no, his name is Frankenstein.
Don't you think? I mean, just for the sake of his classmates, we could just call him Frank for short. I mean, I don't want to.
No, that isn't. No, we named our children after the three people that we admire the most in the world. Timothy Leary from our old hippie days.
I remember that. Okay, yeah, Timothy Leary, sure.
Our first son, of course, is named Andy after Andy Williams, a great crooner, and Frankenstein after Dr. Victor Frankenstein, who assembled a man out of the skin of dead people and brought it to life.
Why didn't you name him Victor then? That at least is a normal human name. I mean,
what?
Like your other two kids are named after the first names of the people you admire.
I don't understand why I have to answer to the guidance counselor of this school why I named my kids what I named them.
I'm not. Of course you don't, sir. And I don't want to come across as argumentative here. But your son, because of his name, has been getting into a lot of trouble in the classroom and on the playground. And also, well, I didn't want to get into this too much, but. We do have some suspicions that he's been attempting to assemble a man out of corpses.
We've been getting this ever since he's gone to school. Something about that name makes people immediately think he's exactly like the Frankenstein from the novel.
Well,
it's the one association anybody has.
Well, can you think of anything else to associate with Frankenstein?
Young Frankenstein,
which was again
comedy movie
based on is a spin-off of the novel.
I don't. This is outrageous. I don't like the sound of any of this. Cut to the playground. Hey, Frankenstein! What? Why don't you zap some dead bodies to life, Frankenstein?
I have to say, I'm not pleased about this. This cavalier way you're treating my name. You can call me Frank for short. It's fine, I don't even mind.
Oh yeah? Well, I heard that your daddy doesn't want you to be called Frank.
Yeah, this is true. My dad is quite insistent that I be referred to by my full name of Frankenstein. But, Frankenstein Williams. But...
That's right, Frankenstein. Why don't you eat some dirt?
Oh, you'll pay for this.
Oh yeah? What, with that man assembled from dead bodies you've been making?
You know what?
I know that's happening.
You know what? I'm just going to clear the air once and for all here. Yes, I have been building a man out of corpses.
We knew it!
But I've only been doing so because of my interest in biology. It has nothing to do with the fact that my name is Frankenstein. And if it wasn't...
I just hate nerds like you. Oh, great. Here comes your older brothers. Hey, Frankenstein, what's going on?
Andy, they are picking on me because my name is Frankenstein.
Hey, that isn't right, you kids. Get out of here.
Thank you, Timothy. Thank you, Andy. Listen, do you think you might be able to help me build a man out of the pieces of dead bodies that we find?
Huh, that's a weird question. I don't know. What do you think, Andy? Why not?
Okay, thank you. Now, if it wasn't the middle of autumn, then I could bring him to life straight away with a lightning storm. As it is, we'll just have to wait for a little while. I mean, I've been piling a bunch of beautifully color changed leaves on top of him, but it's not really the same.
Right. Right.
Unless
Yeah. Yes.
unless we could find some other enormous source of lightning. Or electricity, as the common folk call it.
Well, they know. Common folk know what lightning is.
Yeah, sure they do. Sure they do, Timothy. Look, no one ever accused Timothy Leary of being a great genius.
Well, I suppose I got my car running. We could hook it up to the battery, give it a jump start.
Hey, that's a great idea, Andy. Let's do it.
All right.
Cut to the principal's office. So, I just want to understand this. Mr. Andy, you've been a great student here. You're going on to college. You got into Columbia. That's great. That's an excellent... I don't know why you would jeopardize that.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know why you'd jeopardize all that by helping your brother bring a hideous golem of undead flesh to life.
Look, Mr. Rothwell, there's no one more important to me in this world than my two brothers. We've got Andy, the captain of the swim team, and I've got Frankenstein, a little German boy who wants to use electricity to reanimate dead skin tissue. Yeah. And to me, those are all three of our interests are equally normal and worth exploring.
Well, I certainly can't fault you for your loyalty to your brothers. I have two brothers myself. At least I did, until one of them was killed by the hideous monster that you reanimated. Threw him right off the edge of the water tower.
I just feel like you don't even want to understand Frankenstein Williams monster.
No, it's... And I feel like you are deliberately downplaying the very real threat that you've created to this town.
I don't know.
Listen, you're a great kid, Timothy. You're a nice kid, and everybody likes you. I would hate to see your future ruined by getting a letter in your permanent record about this horrible living dead monster that you've created. But
if that's... Look, Mr. Rothwell, if the choice is either I betray my brother or I get that mark on my record, then start writing.
Fine. You've really forced my hand here, Timothy. And as soon as the town is no longer on emergency lockdown because of the rampaging undead, you're going to serve 2 weeks detention right here at school.
Oh, man.
That's right. Maybe
that's a really severe punishment.
Maybe you should have thought about that before you and your brothers got up into all these hijinks. And I don't use that word lightly, Timothy, but that's what they were. They were hijinks.
We cut to Columbia University. All right, everyone, freshmen. This is orientation day. We're trying to do a little bit of a mixer to try to get everybody to know each other. So we're gonna do 2 truths and a lie. All right.
That seems fun. All right.
Okay.
I'll go first. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Lawrence.
Okay. Let's see. 2 truths and a lie. I have green eyes. I once...
That one's going to be easy to guess.
I once took a boat trip to Cancun, and my favorite food is spaghetti with grated cheese on it.
Can I guess? I'm sorry, Andy Williams.
Like the crooner.
Yeah, it was named after him.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
It's the spaghetti, right? You like a different preparation of the cheese?
Yeah, you got me. I just take whole pieces of American cheese and throw it on there.
What?
All right, well, you got that one, so you go ahead, Andy.
Oh boy. All right. Well, it's gonna be hard to follow that one up. Okay. Let's see. I have blue eyes.
Okay, again, I feel like people should pick a different thing than something that is immediately verifiable by sight.
Well, I already said it now. I have blue eyes. I helped my youngest brother Frankenstein reanimate a series of corpses sewn together into a monster known as Frankenstein Williams Monster, who terrorized my hometown and murdered scores of people. And my favorite food is hot dogs.
Oh, that's a tough one, huh? I mean, we all know the monster one is correct because that's not a thing that was not in the news for quite a while. I mean, not only was
I recognized him as soon as he came
really
into the group.
really quite infamous, and a lot of people were surprised you didn't end up in prison. But yeah, a lot of people died in that, and also you fundamentally changed our understanding of the laws of life and death. So,
well, that was mostly my brother. Oh, I don't want to give it away.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that you're trying to trick us here because I just looked at you and your eyes are brown.
Oh, you got me.
I knew it.
I love hot dogs.
Okay, let's go on to the next guy, which is Frankenstein Williams Monster. Okay, 2 truths and a lie.
I have one blue and one brown eye given to me from the bodies of the once past.
Okay. Got a lot of people.
Yeah, we can see that's true.
Right, let him talk, okay? You know, it's hard being up here in front of everybody.
I once went on a murder spree and killed 13 people in my hometown.
All right.
And my third item, all I really want is to be loved.
Okay, Andy, you can't play here because he's your nephew, technically.
He's my brother. Yeah, nephew. Yeah.
Well, I mean...
I know what it is.
I mean, of course you know what it is.
Yeah, I know. I'm quiet. I love hot dogs.
Okay, I remember the grip of panic that the nation was held in for several weeks while you were rampaging, and it was actually 19 people that you killed. So I'm saying that the middle one was the lie.
You got me! I don't give a shit about being loved.
That's true. He is here to become a lawyer, after all.
Oh man, and scene.
Do you want me to generate more words?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, let's see. Okay, our new words are note, nut, hall, sea, and drawer.
I kind of have a note one.
All right.
I'll ask you this question at the beginning of my story, and I don't know if you'll have an answer, but the question is, what's the hardest you've ever laughed? You can think about that while I tell my story. Yeah. I have a couple answers to that question, but this one is a big one.
Okay.
Which was, Jesse and I both went to art school in Savannah, Georgia. I was an animation major, and part of, I think, just about everyone's curriculum is taking art history classes.
Yes, it's true.
And unless you're an art history major, they tend to be kind of the driest classes that sometimes have the least immediate application to your major course of study. So at least in my case, it's the one that I would kind of neglect sometimes. Particularly, I think this was like Survey of Renaissance Art, and I took it my senior year. So I was deep into making my like final senior film, which is like a complete animated short from conception to the end, done all by myself. Which is very time consuming, and that's where I was putting a lot of my energy. So I think I pulled an all-nighter. I didn't do that a lot, but I pulled an all-nighter working on my film, and then I had a early Renaissance art class, or Renaissance art history class. And I probably should have just skipped it, but I decided to go, having had no sleep, and I thought to myself, the way that I'll keep myself awake is to hear everything the professor is saying and just like write down everything he says in my notes, like just everything, note. But I don't know if you've ever experienced this when like extreme fatigue sets in, but like I was just sort of like going in and out of like that thing where you're like just about to fall asleep. So over time my notes became like just sentences that weren't being said out loud, just things that were being formed in my head. It was becoming like increasingly like scribbled on. So then I just started drawing, and I was like, this will keep me awake. Now I just need to like not fall asleep in the class. That's all I have to do. So like my notes were insane. Then we took a break in the middle of the class. I went and got like a payday, I think. I'm like, this will wake me up for a little bit. And then having walked around a little bit, I was more awake. And I went and looked back at my notes. And I like couldn't believe what I had left in there. I started laughing so hard. And the thing that really got me was when I started drawing. I have no memory of this, but I started drawing the character Mrs. Puff, who is the pufferfish driving instructor on SpongeBob SquarePants. I just drew this circle with big, like, bloated lips, and then I gave her a talk bubble. On SpongeBob, she would inflate, and then she'd go, "Oh, SpongeBob, why?" And I guess I remembered that because I wrote, "Ooh, SpongeBob, SPONSPOB."
Wow.
So "Ooh, SpongeBob" became like a little bit of a mantra for me.
Ooh, SpongeBob.
For the rest of my college
academic career. That's good. That's quality material right there. Let me see. When did I laugh the hardest?
I have another one. If
please. No, I don't think nothing is coming immediately to mind for like it stands out above all others. So yeah, go ahead and hit me.
So I think a lot of times the hardest you laugh is when you are not supposed to. Like I didn't go to church growing up, but I hear people say how like if something strikes you funny at church, it's like a nightmare because you're like having to hold it in. It's all you want to do is laugh. So my senior year of high school, there was an end of year like awards night. It was like a very serious night where like students are being recognized, for genuine achievements and being presented a lot of times with scholarships and, different organizations would come and like say a little bit and then.
Okay.
So one organization was represented by a couple. I don't know what their group was, but they were from Boston, and they had like the thickest like New England Boston accents, and the woman was presenting the award, and she decided to do it in the form of a poem that she had written, but like like it wasn't like it was like you get a rhyming dictionary, and that's what this poem was. So it's like essentially she's going knowing that my child will leave makes me very sad. Coming here to present makes me feel glad. That's a bad Boston accent, but that kind of thing. So just like this like gross, and I grew up in Philadelphia area, so I'm no stranger to like gross accents. So listening to this like horrible New England accent, bad poem, it was making me laugh. So like I was like dying, and my friend Sean Barrick was sitting next to me watching this happen, and but I was keeping it in, and like I wasn't laughing because like everybody else, it's dead silent. Like they're listening to this important, award being presented. We get to finally like the very end of the poem. And I'm like, okay, thank God I did it, burst out. And my friend Sean leans over to me and whispers, "You guys are wicked hardcore," and I just like lost my mind at that point.
Excellent. I think that's quality material right there. It is with deep pride and enormous satisfaction that I shall present this award. The Nobel Peace Prize for this year is awarded to Mr. Edward Jones for his work uniting several warring nations under a banner of peace. Mr. Jones.
Thank you very much, everyone. God, this is such an honor. When I set out to do this work, I honestly didn't think what I accomplished could be accomplished, and I guess I'm hearing some tittering.
I'm so sorry. Please continue.
Okay. Anyway, growing up back in the streets of Philadelphia, I'm sorry, is there...
Very important speech, please. We're all listening.
Well, you're on stage with me if you want to explain.
No, I'm so sorry. This is very inappropriate of me. Please continue.
All right. As I was saying, growing up on the streets of Philadelphia, someone in the audience.
I'm sure he's just laughing.
Is there something on my face?
No, of course not. It's nothing at all. Nothing at all.
My fly down?
You're in front of a podium. No one would even see that.
I guess that's true. All right. You have to tell me. What are you laughing at?
What? Do you really not see it?
No, I don't see it.
All right, everyone in the audience, let's just have a big laugh, and then we'll pay attention. All right?
What is going on? How is this? Is If I don't get... all right, I happily accept this award. I'll go sit down.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, after that hysterical presentation, let's move on.
We cut to this guy going home. Honey, I'm back.
Oh, I saw the presentation. Congratulations on the award. Nobel Peace
Thank
Prize.
you.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Darlene. Yeah.
Why don't we put it right up here
weird.
on the mantle, you know? Like right here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just turn around and put it up here. Darlene, are you... What's... Okay, all right. Everybody's been laughing at me all day, and nobody will tell me what it's about. Can you please tell me what's so funny?
I'm sorry, honey. It's mean of us. It's really not nice, you know?
Yeah, it is kind of mean, actually. I'm a Nobel Peace winner. Is it the prize? Is there something funny about the prize?
You haven't turned the news on today, have you?
No, I haven't.
The two nations.
So you're telling me if I turn on the news, there's going to actually be an explanation about this, and I at least will know why everybody's laughing.
Well, I mean, I feel like you'll be a little bit more understanding, yes.
All right. Okay. Cool. Fine. I'm turning on the TV. We now return to Channel 4 Action News.
No, we really should try.
What is this?
Edward Jones.
The news anchors are just laughing.
Nobel Peace Prize.
Edward Jones.
Sitting here delivering acceptance speech.
I'm turning off the TV. This is infuriating. You know what?
Okay, you're right. Look, let me turn on the radio. You know, I'm sure it'll be a much more. You know how NPR is very serious.
That's true. You're listening to NPR. This is Ira Class. Today, a story, a man who triumphed and who made us, well, all laugh a little. The story will be given by correspondent Tom Smithson.
Thanks, Ira.
Tom?
Thanks, Ira. Edward Jones, the famous diplomat, accepted the... You said we wouldn't do this, Ira. You said you could do it.
I know, but I can't stop.
Oh my God.
I'm turning off the radio. You know what? Look, I have stuff to do. I'm helping build homes for underprivileged people in low income parts of the city. So I'm done with
that. Reminds
you guys.
me, actually, Commissioner Beauregard is here to get your signature on the contracts for the new low-income housing development. He's in your study.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hi, Commissioner.
Yeah. Please come in. Listen, Jones. I respect what you're trying to do. But it's impossible.
Thank you.
It's impossible. You will never. Do you realize how the sacrifices that a lot of this city's developers will have to make? How we'll lose millions of dollars on this ridiculous low-income contract of yours.
Well, Commissioner, I'm sorry to hear you say that. We have a lot of people who are more than willing to put the time in to make. To build these houses and make it right for these people.
Damn it, your wide-eyed idealist nonsense is going to drag this city down, Jones.
This kind of rhetoric makes me so angry, and at the same time, weirdly, I'm happy to hear from such a no, Commissioner. Commissioner, you have the silliest laugh of all. I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna go. Later at the at the new housing unit, I'm just solitarily gonna build these myself. Hammer.
Hey, Jones.
Can bother.
Hey, Mr. Jones.
Huh?
Oh. Look.
Oh, hey. You're from the neighborhood, right?
Yeah, that's right. Listen, a lot of people around here don't like what you're doing, A lot of the organizations like the one I'm in, if you get what I'm saying here. Maybe you should back off before an accident happens.
Okay, you have no idea how happy I am to be shaken down by the Mafia right now. Honestly, it's the closest thing that's come to anybody taking me seriously whatsoever.
Hey, listen.
In the past,
maybe you should take this a little bit more seriously, huh? Look, I got a gun here in my open trench coat.
Whoa, okay. Look, I don't want any trouble.
Yeah.
Listen, I have a wife. I have a family. I try to do good things for this world, and look, you don't want to do this.
Yeah.
You don't want this to...
Yeah, maybe I do want to do this. Look, I'm sorry, I was saying something. Look, I'm telling you that there could be serious consequences.
No.
Giving up this course of action.
I can't take this. Just tell me what you're laughing at.
No.
We cut to years later on his deathbed.
Edward.
Oh, my dear Darlene.
So many lives you've saved. You can rest now.
My grandchildren are here too, and my children, who are their parents.
Yes, everyone's here for you, Edward.
We're here, Grandpa.
Don't die, Grandpa.
But I think it's my time, although I'll never rest peacefully until I find out what was it that everyone was laughing at. Beep, beep, beep.
Oh, Edward.
Where am I? Oh.
My son, step forward.
Who are you?
It is I, Saint Peter, here to judge your mortal sins and see if you are worthy of paradise.
I hope at the very least, all the good that I tried to do in the world is going to help you judge me favorably. And
indeed.
Oh, and that means I'll get to enter my personal paradise, which I assume is interpreted the way I would see it to be interpreted.
Paradise is what each man desires most of all. I shall now review your life. Indeed, you did a great deal of good, and many owe happiness and existence to you on the earthly plane. You have followed the teachings of... You have followed the... You have...
No. No, this can't. That's it. Just let me in. I'm opening the gate.
No, I gotta show
the gates of
Satan
heaven.
this. It's great.
Hey, look who it is. We're laughing happy angels. Well, my life is existential torment.
Oh, no. You gotta go downstairs. They gotta see this. Click.
What? Ah!
Sinner, you are now
Oh my God!
in the
It's
bowels
the devil!
of hell. I am Satan. Enter
What's going to
hell.
happen to me here?
What?
What's going to happen to me here?
You will be tormented throughout all of eternity with the most hideous and serious tortures that we can devise. Spite.
Okay, that sounds alright.
What?
I spent a lifetime of being tormented, essentially, by everybody laughing at
Wait a
me.
minute, wait a minute.
Hey, wait a minute. Satan. Yeah.
Step into the light here for
Coming
a second,
closer
yeah.
to you. Yeah. Well, what's up?
I know you. You're that
Yeah.
guy. The
Yes.
torch.
No. Look. You're the most serious and hateful person in existence. I want you to tell me what it is that everyone has been laughing at me about. Please tell me. Lord Satan, are you laughing at this man whose fly is down?
It's just been
Yeah,
down
I
the
knew it.
whole time.
I fucking knew it.
A man walks through life different from everybody else. In ways that he can't perceive. His fly was down all along, and perhaps that fly is an entrance to the Twilight Zone. Hang on, I think I might have lost some audio here. It
Oh, no.
paused itself or some nonsense. That's not good. Alright, well, we'll find out at the end,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. This is as much practice as anything else.
True, yeah.
It is fun.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump into the long form, I suppose.
Yeah.
Alright. Our words are pull, wrist, oatmeal, beginner, and clover.
Okay. Dad, I'm home from school.
You're early. What's going on?
I hurt my wrist.
What? What were you doing?
Well, I was playing out on the playground, and another kid pushed me.
Another kid pushed you?
Yeah.
What's the name of this kid?
I don't want to say. You're going to embarrass me.
I'm not going to embarrass you. I just want to call his parents and yell at them.
That's embarrassing.
What? So you're just going to let people push you around with no consequences?
No.
I didn't think so. So, tell me.
All right. It was Terrence Bradford.
Oh.
Dad, what's wrong?
Well, no. It's just that Terrence Bradford's dad is in the Mafia.
Oh, the Mafia?
Yeah. Okay. Sit down for a second, son. I have to tell you something.
My wrist hurts a lot.
Well, all right. Put this frozen bag of peas on it.
Everybody just keeps sending me to another thing. All right, what were you going to say?
Well, you know that I haven't been home a lot lately, right?
Yeah.
It's because I've been going undercover. I've been working undercover in the Bradford Mafia. And
should you be telling me this?
No, that's the thing. Probably not. But now I see that that we have an opportunity here. If you make friends with Terrence, then we'll have an in, and I can get up into the higher levels of the Mafia, because our kids will be friends.
Okay. I want to make my dad happy, but just to clarify, your in is not just that you're already undercover as a member of the Mafia.
Yeah, I'm in the Mafia now, but I'm just a low level bad guy.
Low rank. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I need to get up high and finally talk to Cody Bradford. He's the Terrence's dad. He's the big
classic mafioso.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. He runs the whole show, and I think if I get close to him, I can get some evidence of solid evidence, and we can put these bastards away, son.
Oh, Dad, swear jar.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. But no, actually, if you're going to join me in this undercover operation, swear jar is rescinded for the duration of the current emergency.
Oh, ass.
All right, that's enough. Even the Mafia have some standards.
All right. But Dad, this is going to be tricky. I mean, your entire plan hinges on me befriending the one person who's been the meanest to me.
I admit that it'll be a bit difficult. But I have discovered that Cody Bradford thinks that his son is really gifted and is trying to get him inserted into a chess club. So I think if you join the
I'm
chess
in the
club,
chess club.
There you go, yeah. So if you guys make friends via chess, which is, of course, a great vehicle for enduring, long-lasting friendships.
Right.
But
yeah, that's true. I never get mad at anybody I play chess with.
But son, I do have to tell you this. Remember, though you will be acting like Terrence's friend, you should know that it is all a lie. It's a front so that I can arrest his father and throw him in prison. Which I guess...
Yeah, that'll be easy to remember because I hate Terrence. He hurt my wrist.
I'm just saying that, like, you're going to have to spend a lot of time with him, and you might learn a few lessons about friendship and...
no.
And
there's no way. I hate him.
All right.
No.
All right. Well, you have chess club tomorrow, so let me know how it goes.
All right. Cut to the next day at recess.
Hey, stupid. How's your wrist? Probably not good because I hurt it.
Good guess, Terrence. But it's better. Look, I poured peas all over it.
It's an odd way of... I'm pretty sure you're meant to keep the peas inside the bag.
Dang it. Well, anyway, I guess I better go anyway. I got something cool to do.
Yeah? I find that hard to believe because you're not a very cool person. What are you going to do that's so cool? Do you have a BMX?
No.
That's what I thought.
No, it's nothing. You wouldn't even care about it.
You're probably right. So
they wouldn't want you there anyway.
What do you mean they wouldn't want me there? I'm Terrence Bradford. I'm the son of a local mafioso.
Okay. That is it. That's what sorry. That's I guess the word is incriminating. I don't know.
Are you wearing a wire?
No, definitely not.
Then it's just...
Anyway, I just have to go. I'm going to chess club.
Chess club, huh?
Yeah, you would hate it.
My dad says I'm a super genius, though. I'd probably kick your ass at chess.
Cody?
Yeah,
Cody Bradford?
Yeah, don't call my dad by his first name. That sounds weird. I call him Dad Bradford.
Okay, well, he wants you to join the chess club?
Yeah. He said I should join the chess club because apparently it's really great for looking really intellectual, while you're planning murders. You can be all like checkmate and then kill a guy.
Well, I think it's wrong to kill someone, but I guess if you want, I could get you into the club.
Yeah, all right. Hey, you're all right.
Huh. That was a nice thing you said to me. Well, I still hate you.
Well, you should, because I hurt your wrist. And I'm going to hurt your other wrist right now.
Ow! Oh, I'm out of peas.
Yeah, come on, Tyler. Let's play chess.
Okay, boss. Oh, wait, am I Tyler?
Yeah.
No. You know me. I'm Jim. I thought you were talking. Yeah, you were definitely talking to your crony, Tyler.
Yeah. Come on, Tyler. You guard the door. Tyler would probably be very bad at chess. He's not gifted, but he is.
I like to eat rocks.
He does, yeah. He is 6'5" for a kid, though, so he has his uses.
I'm the biggest.
He's the
okay. Well,
all right.
It's time to go.
How does the game of chess work?
Okay. Well, it's really a game of strategy. Each piece is able to move in a certain number of spaces and in a certain formation. For example, the pawns are able to move either 1 or 2 spaces and are able to take a piece that is diagonal to its current location.
Amazing. Chess montage. Playing chess. Here we are.
We see them. They're having so much. They're at first they're really like aggressive about it. They're stroking their chins. They're glaring at each other.
Wrists get hurt quite a bit.
My other wrist. My leg wrist.
Yeah, your ankle. That's what we call it in the Mafia.
But then over time, we start to see them lock eyes, and
that was a really good move right there. I never saw that one coming.
It was nothing.
Hey, Jim, why don't you come to my birthday party next week?
Oh, yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah, we're having it at my father's restaurant, which is not a front for his Mafia things. And it's going to be a great time. He's hiring a magician. It's going to be great. Bring your dad along. You know.
Okay. Terrence, I'd like that. I'd like to come to your birthday.
Thanks. Hey, you're all right, Jim.
You're all right too, Terrence. Thanks for leaving my other ankle unhurt.
You know what? You keep that ankle.
Thanks, buddy.
Jim, I'm here to pick you up. Let's go home.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Mr. Bradford.
This is my friend Terrence.
Hey, I know you. You work for my dad.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I didn't bring that up. My dad
cool.
works for your dad.
Oh, that's cool. We have something in common then. I appreciate that. I'll see you at the party, Jim.
Dad, how did? Yeah. Sorry. Bye, Terrence. Bye, Tyler. Bye.
Man, that kid is really tall, Jim.
Yeah, he's destined to be a crony, I think.
Wow.
Anyway, thanks for picking me up, Dad.
How's it going?
Look. My right ankle is unharmed.
Wow, that's seems like that's progress.
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, made a lot of progress in a lot of different ways.
Have you managed to get us close to Cody?
Yeah. Well, you seem to already know about the birthday party, so that.
Well, he did mention it while we were.
Oh, right, that was him. Yeah, your voice. Okay, your voices are really similar. Have you noticed that?
Actually, that's my fault. I was practicing mimicking his voice in the event that I had to convince his father that his son was right outside the door, so he'd open the door and then I could hit him over the head with my gun. But that hasn't come up yet.
Right, your ultimate plan.
Yeah. Okay, so we go to the birthday party. As soon we'll both wear wires. As soon as we have solid evidence of a crime, that like them admitting to a crime, we'll arrest them all, and they'll all go to
Wait
prison.
a minute. All of them?
Yeah, well, obviously all of them. Yeah.
Even Terrence?
I mean, Terrence has committed multiple acts of assault just today.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's just a kid like me. He's in 6th grade. I don't know if he should have to go to jail.
Well, all right. I'll just send his father and mother to jail.
Oh, I don't think I argued my point well, because that wouldn't be good for him either.
Well, all right. Come on, son. We have a birthday party to prepare for.
Right. Yeah, right. I guess I gotta get Terrence a present.
Yeah. What would a kid in the Mafia like?
I think I know just the thing. We cut to the birthday party.
Jim, I'm so glad you could make it. Come on in.
Yeah. Hey, Terrence. Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you're great for coming along to this.
Yeah.
Come on in. That over here is Ivan. His dad's in the Russian Mafia.
Hello.
That guy over there is that's Giuseppe. He's a classic Italian mafia guy.
Hello.
Over there is Hanzo. He's part of the Yakuza. And yeah, I wouldn't.
How come he didn't say anything?
Yeah. And we're just about to see the magician. He's gonna cut some people in half.
Oh, cool. Like a magic trick?
Yeah. Yeah, like a magic trick.
Okay.
And Mr. Jimmy, whatever your name is, Jimmy's dad. The adults are in the next room. They're all having cocktails and doing adult stuff, you know. Oh, you brought me a present. Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, here you go.
Can I open it?
I don't know. Do you want to open it with the rest of them? Yeah, go ahead. Open it.
Yeah. It's my own. Yeah.
Chess.
Yeah, it's my own chess set.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's wow.
Yeah.
You're right. Jimmy, this is great. This is the happiest day of my life.
Oh, thanks. You know, this is going to sound really weird, but, well, I'm kind of a nerd, the kind of person that bullies push down all the time.
Yeah,
honestly,
I did it myself.
I've never really had a friend like you before.
Can I tell you something, Jim? All of my friends are really more like either people that I have intimidated with my mafia connections or the threat of violence, or and I don't think I've ever had a real friend either. You know, I think you're my first real friend. Even Tyler, you know, he's just kind of. I don't think he can successfully conceptualize what a friend is.
I'm scared of you.
See.
Yeah, he does start every sentence with "duh." That's a bad sign.
Yeah.
We cut to the other room. Oh, yeah.
Son, I'm going to the other room, and we're gonna cut to there.
Okay, Dad.
Mr. Bradford. How are you?
Well. If it isn't Giuseppe Tortellini.
Yeah. Yes, that's my name. I brought my son Jim Tortellini along for the birthday party.
All right. Well, the more the merrier. Come on, sit down, have a drink with me.
Well, you're awfully generous, Mr. Bradford. Or can I call you Cody?
You want to call me Cody? You son of a gun. I'm just busting balls. That's what we do in the Mafia.
People always say you're probably the funniest member of the Mafia.
That's right. I love jokes. What's the best time to go to the dentist?
What time?
Tooth hurdy.
Because it sounds like 2:30, but it's actually a reference to pain in your teeth.
Ha! That's why I like you, Giuseppe. Slap you on the back.
So we've had a pretty good week of doing crimes, haven't we?
Well, I don't want to talk about work today at this, the birthday of my son.
Well, I can certainly understand that. But you know me, Cody. I love crimes. I just love doing them. I do them all every day, and I love hearing about crimes that others have done. It's just a passion.
Yes, of course you do. But today, I love hearing about the birthday of my son.
Yeah.
The apple of my eye, Terrence.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's a good kid. Did you hear he left my son's ankle unharmed last week?
Huh? That doesn't sound like Terrence.
Apparently.
He would never leave an ankle unharmed.
Apparently they're friends now. And as a
Friends? Wait a minute. I need to talk to my son. Please excuse me, Giuseppe.
oh dear.
Terrence? Come here.
Yeah, Dad. What is it? What's wrong? I'm hanging out with my friends.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Are you making friends?
Well, I mean, like, Jim is a really cool guy. We were playing chess, and he brought me a chess set, and it turns out we got a lot in common.
Wait a minute, Jim. Which one is Jim? Is it the kid over there wearing a gigantic flower on his lapel?
Yeah, that guy. Also, he's got the casts on both of his wrists and one of his ankles.
Just one of his ankles. All right, call him over here. In fact, hey, Jimmy. Who, me? Yeah, come over here. Oh, hi there,
This is my dad, Cody
Dad Bradford? That's what he calls you, right?
That is what I call him. I think it's endearing.
That's a very pretty flower you have there.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a nice flower, too. Your dad is wearing an identical flower.
Oh, yeah, that's like a thing that we do. Well, my son tells me you two's becoming, close friends. Yeah, I guess we are. Well, I always discuss all the crimes that I commit with my son and his friends who I was mad about a couple minutes ago.
Son, I'd like to propose a toast. I'd like to propose a toast to the birthday boy.
Giuseppe, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, Cody. I've been overcome with emotion, and I'm forced to, and I'm proposing a toast to your excellent son Terrence.
All right. Thank you. Yes.
Now, in our family, after every toast, we all admit to a crime that we've committed recently.
Giuseppe, I'm not going to do that out in the open. I was about to say it to my friend who's standing next to your son who's wearing a flower, but I'm not going to do it now.
Oh, but it's a tradition. You have to respect the Tortellini family traditions, don't you, Cody? You've often said that you aim to have a very diverse and inclusive mafia.
Well, that's true. That is why I have the other members you met upstairs, Ivan Sr.,
Hanzo Sr., and the other one.
Yeah, that's right.
That's see. I mean, we got a whole thing going on here, and the tradition in the Tortellini family is to confess a crime after every toast. Everyone in the room goes around and says a crime that they've done. I'll go first. So to Terrence, I recently killed a guy, put him in a bag, and threw him in the off the docks, hoping that they wouldn't find his body.
I'm gonna assume my dad is making something up as part of his cover.
Yeah, I remember your dad telling me about that one.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, by the way, you remember Mr. Matthews, the math teacher?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he didn't move away.
Oh, Jesus.
Bastard failed me. Couldn't have it.
Wait a minute, you did that, Terrence?
I did. It turns out that I didn't realize that he was had a disease of the bones, and so when I broke all his ankles, he died.
Hey, son, I heard what you're saying. Why don't you make a toast next, and we'll do the tortellini tradition, confess that crime, and...
All right. So I, in addition to, underage drinking at the moment, I also broke an adult man's wrists and ankles, but was unaware that he had a tragic bone disease, and this led to his untimely death.
Okay, to that. And I guess I'll go next. To my beautiful son, today, on the day of his birthday, I would just like to say that I have organized... Why are you looking at me so intently?
I just think I'm very impressed by your oratorical skills.
All right, to continue, I organized the huge network of criminals, committed a lot of murders, laundered money, yada, 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 to my son.
Hey. All right, freeze, you son of a bitch. I've got
What?
you. My name's not Giuseppe Tortellini at all. It's actually Alan Tortellini. I'm a cop. And my
What?
son, Jim over there, was never friends with your son. It was all a lie. A cruel, callous falsification meant to...
Wait, Terrence, don't
dilute-
listen to my dad.
What's going on here? Jimmy, are you a cop?
Wait a minute, everybody. I haven't made my toast yet.
Well, I mean, I feel like we do have to let him speak.
Yeah, it's only fair.
All right, go ahead, son.
Okay. Well, to Terrence, my new best friend, and actually, I think I may have committed the greatest crime of all, being a bad friend. You see, this flower isn't mere fashion. Underneath it is a microphone and a wire hooked up to the van outside, which is what tipped off the police when you guys confessed all your crimes. My dad put me up to this. He told me to pretend to be your friend so that we could arrest your whole family, who rightfully should be arrested. But over time, I became, your actual friend. But I didn't act like one.
Wow, that's really meaningful. I hope we can continue to be friends, even after this admittedly rather awkward situation we've both been thrust into.
Really, Terrence? You'd still be my friend?
I think I would. I'll tell you what, son. Look.
Huh?
I have to take Mr. Bradford to jail now because he's...
Hey, it's only fair.
And I have to take Terrence to jail too because he admitted to committing a murder. But because you're such a good friend to Terrence and because you admitted your own crime, you're gonna go to jail with him, son. No, I'm not going to split apart these friends.
Really, Dad?
Yes.
You'd let me go to jail?
I would never keep two friends as strong as you two apart.
But Dad, I'm going to miss you now. Well, hold on there, son. If I'm not mistaken, your old man here genuinely murdered someone as part of his deep cover. Isn't that right? What was your name again?
Well, I told you it was Giuseppe, but it's not. It's Alan.
Right. Alan, that's going to be hard to get used to.
Well, you'll have plenty of time, because I guess we're all going to jail.
To jail! we cut to prison.
Hey,
Hey, Terrence. Checkmate.
You got me that time, Jim. You got me that time. Hey, Cody. You want some drugs I smuggled in up my butt?
Yeah, all right, Dad. Hey, would you three mooks be quiet? I'm trying to use this toilet that's here in the room with all of us.
Wow, that's what I call checkmate.
The end.
That was genuinely emotionally difficult. Yeah, I wasn't sure how we were gonna resolve that.
Yeah, I know. It actually worked out really well in the end. They seemed fine with going to prison.
They all went to jail, yeah. And it's really all of them kind of had it coming, except for Jim. Like, he really did not.
Yeah, Jim claimed he committed the worst crime, but not even close.
No,
he
not
didn't
at
commit
all.
a crime at all.
Not legally speaking, but I guess they just take you at your word when you say that being a bad friend is the worst crime of them all.
Exactly. Well, I think that about
I would say
wraps
so.
up
That was a
another
good episode. A solid episode.
I just thought of this. We can tell the listener. By the way, even if we get more than one, you know how like
You're being awfully optimistic here.
well, you know how like fans of things get like a nickname, like fans of Veronica Mars are called marshmallows.
Yeah, what are you thinking, big townies?
No, I think fans of Big Town Improv should be called the listener.
Just the collective single listener.
Yeah, like the Borg, they're the listener.
I like it because then we can when we address them, we can just do it in a very personal way, sort of way. Like
exactly.
Like, hey, listener, thanks for tuning in again. And
right.
I like that. That's
and
good.
we're talking to the millions of listeners we have, but you think
it's just
we're talking just to you.
There you go. I like that. You know what I didn't get to do?
What's that?
Montage.
But I've got the clip from
that's good. So you can just insert it.
previous recordings. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's. I think that's got to become part of it.
All right. Well, this is Big Town Improv.
I guess we should say where people can like follow us and stuff. I guess eventually we'll have specific things for Big Town Improv, but for now, you can follow me at Josh Pilch Show on Twitter or at the Josh Pilch Show on Instagram.
Why the the? Why did one have to have a the?
I wanted the for both of them because I used to do a webcomic called The Josh Pilch Show, which you can look that up too. The joshpilchshow.com. It's still there.
That's good.
I try to. I don't know when this episode's coming out, but I'm gonna try to participate on my Instagram in Inktober, where you draw.
I attempted it last year.
Ink drawing every day.
Made it about halfway through.
Yeah, I did too.
I made it about halfway through October before the effort overwhelmed me.
Yeah, exactly. I did it all except for the very last week. I just got very busy the last week of October. But that's what happens.
I work almost exclusively digitally nowadays, so I kind of do want.
Really?
I do want to get back into the tactile efforts.
Right, yeah. Where can people find you?
I'm mostly on Instagram these days at Jesse.Moriarty.
Right.
So that's the source of my most of my stuff.
Do you have shows? Do you want to tell people about shows that you're in?
I mean, I do a live improv show in Fullerton, California, if you happen to be there, but it's improv comedy by the Railroad Tracks, but we have a large team, and I am not in it every week, so if you were going there just for me, you might be out of luck,
right.
But everybody on that team is very funny, so it's always worth a visit.
I have seen them, and I can confirm this.
He can, yeah, and I'm not just because I just slid him a $5 bill just now. Through
nothing.
So that's cool. Yes, I think the listeners should like and subscribe to.
Yeah. They should listen. They should have listened to this episode.
They should have listened to it. Here at the end, we're telling you how you should have spent your time if you just happen to be tuning into the last few moments.
Yes, if you're just tuning in, we are done.
That's it. It's over.
Yes, so from Big Town to your town.
This is Big Town Improv signing off.
Bye.
There it is again. Bye.
All of our amazing original music is by nicest guy in the world, Steve Wilder Blumenthal. You can check him out at wilderbluemusic.com. That's WILDERBLUE music.com.